Now it's time to set up the workspace so that you can multitask with several things open. First thing that you're going to need open is Text Edit. You remember, you'll find it under Finder and then Applications. Hit T on your keyboard and it'll take you straight there. And I'm just going to put this up at the top left corner. You can resize it a little bit. The next thing you're going to need is your instructions, which are up in Poland Pickup. And it's a PDF file. And again, you'll want to resize this to make it a suitable size for your workspace. So I'm going to put it there. The third thing that you're going to need open is actually going to be the folder where you save everything. Now, I'm not working on a school computer and I don't have a folder in schools, so I'm creating my folder on the desktop. However, you need to create a new folder in your folder in schools. You can do that by clicking in the white area and choose New Folder. You're going to rename it, and it's period number underscore last name underscore HTML underscore intro. Now, you may notice that my folder is all lowercase and it has no spaces. Where the space should be, there's an underscore. That's because HTML files, web pages, are very particular about this, and if you upload it to a server online, it can malfunction due to spaces or capital letters. So I'm going to go ahead and open that folder and then just reposition it down towards the bottom so that I can see it. Now, once you have these open, you're ready to go. So I'm going to scroll down in my PDF file. On the second page, it tells me that whenever I'm looking at a box with a bold lined window, this is showing what the HTML code is going to be written as. Okay, so I know that this is HTML. Down here, the thin lined one, this is showing me the output in a web browser. And now we don't have Internet Explorer on ours, but whatever browser it is that's your default on your computer. Okay? Now, if I go down to the next page, that's going to take me to the first exercise. And again, up here, this is showing me what I'm going to type. This is showing me what my output is going to look like. Couple of reminders. Remember that when you type tags, tags don't matter whether they are all uppercase or all lowercase. It does not matter. Whatever is going to make it easier for you. Personally, I do lowercase. Now, when you start typing things that actually go on the web page, such as the information in the title or information in the body, those things should get capitalized as necessary, like you would writing a paper. Now, when there's tags inside the body, again, the tags don't need to be capitalized, but the information should be capitalized properly. Okay? So as I start typing here, I want you to notice, whoops, I already forgot one of my letters. I want you to notice that it is very small. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be that small on a web page. The font that you see here is irrelevant, okay? But if you go here to the Format menu, you can choose to make your font bigger. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Command+ to make it bigger. Okay, you can make this as big as you want, and it's still not going to affect the way it looks on a web page. I'm going to go ahead and hit return. It's customary, especially when you're beginning to write HTML, to put each new line of code, or sorry, each new code on its own line. That way it makes it easier for you to edit. Now, this particular page doesn't actually have any information. This is just going over the basic foundation tags that are required of HTML. And as I finished writing those tags up here, these are comment tags. Anytime you see the greater than, less than symbol and the first thing that's inside is an exclamation mark followed by 2 dashes, those are comments. Here we have the thing that tells our browser that we're working in HTML, and that is the HTML tag. And I, especially as I get started, I always like to do the beginning the opening and the closing tag so that I don't forget it later. The second part of an HTML document is the head. And inside the head are things that go on kind of, I like to call it backstage, or actually in the head. It's like the brain is processing things. Things like the title may go here. Other things which you'll learn about later, JavaScript might go there, different script that makes the page look a certain way, but it's not actually information, goes inside the head area. Okay, so the title, just so that you know, well, I'll show you when it pops up here. I won't go there now. And then after the head is the body. And the body is where all of the information that you want seen on your web page goes. Now, this particular one actually is putting in comments, which means there's not going to be any information. All right, so I finished typing this, okay? And again, we have opening HTML, closing HTML. We have our opening head, closing head. In between the head is where the title goes. After we close the head, then comes the body, okay? And it opens and it closes before the HTML closes. These are the basic tags that are going to be in absolutely every single HTML document that you work with. Okay. Now, if I go to save this, File, Save, and then of course I want to locate, cooperate please, I want to locate my folder on my desktop. Maybe it'll go there. Now it's going. Okay. And you're going to go to schools, Poland and schools, and I have one Samuelson intro. That's where I'm saving it. The name of this file, how you save it, is actually the first line here. So I know that this is going to be html01.htm. Now, remember again, all HTML files get saved with lowercase letters and no spaces. So this is going to be html01.htm. I do actually have to write the extension on this. Unlike some other things you've done in the past, you have to write the HTML extension. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And it's going to ask me if I want to use HTML, and I say yes. Okay? Now, look here in the folder. You see here, it's saying HTML01, and if you look, it's got what I believe a little Chrome symbol, because Chrome is my default browser. I think yours on the school computers is Safari. But anyway, it's showing me that that's a web page. So when I double click on it to open it, what happens is it opens this into a web page. You can see right here the title. See this title right here? It goes here on the tab of the browser. And this is one of the ways that search engines such as Google can help find pages when you're doing searches. You can see my file name right here. Okay, it's all lowercase, no spaces. And you can see my actual web page that there is nothing here. Now, just so that you guys see, I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to type hello world. Now, my page is already saved as a as a HTML file, so I don't have to do a file save as. All I have to do is save. I can either do that under the file menu. You can do that here. You can also do Command S, automatically saves it. And now I can hit refresh on my browser and it updates with what is there. Okay, so that's why you want to have several things open, because you've got to be able to multitask between, as you see here, 4 different parts. And now that I have a browser open, that's probably going to be where I want to also then reduce the size of my PDF so that I can work there. Okay? And then you guys are going to work through, there's 14 different exercises in here. Work through all of them. Make sure that you check your work in the browser, because if you find that things don't work right in the browser, that means that you accidentally typed something wrong here. HTML is very picky. It does not allow for misspelled words or superimposed letters. So if I were to have made this HLTM, it wouldn't work properly. Okay, so that's where you have to go back, check things as you go so that you don't wind up getting to the end and go, oh my gosh, I have no idea where to check for my mistake. Okay?